Hi, I'm Lisa, the Matchstick Mom. I'm a survivor, a single mom of two, and I'm here to say the quiet parts out loud. Because if you're in the dark, I hope my match sparks something in you. April 7th and 8th, 2022. 2 days I'll never forget. I didn't realize it at the time, but the moment my son corrected Sean, saying, "Her name's not Betty, her name's Mama," that's when everything clicked. I couldn't let them grow up thinking this was normal. I had to do something, I had to fight for them. I wasn't about to hand raise two future men who believed being treated like garbage was just part of the deal, or worse, that it was their job to stay or treat others this way. They were young, yes, but toxic environments don't stay in childhood. They seep into adulthood like mold in the walls. Our oldest, an old soul, saw through it all. Sean never called me by my name. He only called me Betty, like some inside joke only he found funny. Our son would look him dead in the eye and say, "Her name's not Betty, her name's Mama." Then there was Sean's Coco Melon moment where he would strut around the house singing, "Dada is the best," like he expected a parade. Our son didn't miss a beat. "You're not the best, Mama's the best." It was like watching a toddler try to correct a frat boy. The point is, our kids knew, and that mattered more than anything. I needed them to see me as strong, capable, alive, not the ghost of a woman I had become. Sean ramped up the pressure, more control, more aggression, more threats, so I played defense. I secretly rented a tiny storage unit, and little by little, I started moving out sentimental things, usually on the way to the park with the boys. Then my window opened. Sean had a business trip to New York, just a few days without him breathing down my neck. Even though his mom and sister were staying at the house, I knew this was it. I raided the master closet like it was a fire drill, and I think that's what triggered him. He felt the grip slipping, and he wasn't going down without a fight. April 7th, Sean came home and realized most of my stuff was gone. He played it cool. His family was still there, so the mask had to stay on. That evening, his family encouraged me to get out of the house to go visit a girlfriend down the street. They even offered to watch the baby monitor. It felt like a small act of kindness in a life full of control. So I put on my shoes. Sean asked, "Where are you going?" I said, "To see a friend." He said, "Well, I'm not watching the baby monitor." And I said, "Your family offered." And I left. I was only gone 30 minutes when my phone lit up. Sean's texts about locking the doors and setting alarms, telling me to stay somewhere else. Text after text. Sean was spiraling. He said he'd lock the doors, he'd set the alarms, and I should go stay elsewhere. You can read about this kind of control, but when it happens to you, it's like the ground drops out from under you. My friends didn't hesitate. They called the sheriff immediately. They knew how important it was for me to get back to my kids. When deputies arrived, they helped me get inside. That's when everything blurred. I ran to the master bedroom. I started throwing things into bags. I was emotional, terrified, screaming. Sean stood there filming me, flashing lights, taunting me, trying to make me snap. I didn't sleep in our bed that night. I curled up in our son's room, logged out of shared apps, removed myself from the bills, cut every digital cord that tied me to him. And by morning, I was done. I told Sean we were going to stay with a friend. He didn't say goodbye. He just took my house key and garage door opener. One last cruel tactic. My friends were waiting outside. Her car was packed with a few bags. I walked towards her. I remember my legs were trembling, heart pounding, tears in my eyes. And in that moment, I wasn't just leaving a house, I was reclaiming my freedom. We made it to my friend's house, and I strapped my youngest to my chest. Our older son settled in, and I got to work. We started calling women's shelters over and over until we finally found one that had space for us. We weren't safe yet. We were just down the street from Sean, so every second counted. I warned the shelter. Once Sean realized the boys were gone, he would report them missing. But I didn't care because the truth is, that lockout, it wasn't about doors, it was about control. And the moment I walked out that door, he lost it. Before I close, I want to break this down for you. What happened wasn't just a bad breakup, it was abuse in many forms. That lockout, that was coercive control, a way to keep me trapped and scared. Being called Betty is instead of my name, that was emotional abuse, wearing me down every day. Sean filming me, trying to catch me off guard, that's gaslighting, making me doubt myself. And the threats to cut off my phone, my health insurance, and fight child support, that was financial abuse. This was my reality, the cycle of abuse. If any of this sounds familiar, you are not crazy, you are not imagining it, and you don't have to stay. I created a free quiz called Am I in a Toxic Relationship? It's quick, it's private, and it can help you name what's really happening because that's where healing begins. You can take it right now using the link in the description. You are not alone. I'm Lisa, the Matchstick Mom, and if you're in the dark, I hope my match sparks something in you. Until next time, take up space.